Well, hello and welcome to the stream. Let's go ahead and see what we can get into. We're going to do a little bit of this art now, and we're going to be picking up here and enjoy. Listening to Coast to Coast Internet.com, live on CBC Radio Network, to cut short websites and across the nation, dial 1-800-618-1845. The lines are direct lines are over to 717-717-095. Or on our smaller phone, 727-9295. Now, water private shots from a first-time Colorado, and for 727-727-9222. Come back next to our local hospital, Cyberpunk and look where it has us first. Come down the right away.
Is taking calls on the wild card line. That's 702-727-1295. That's 702-727-1295. Discharge calls can be tracked at 702-727-1292. 702-727-1222. Now, here we go. Good morning, everybody, and if you're ready, it's open lines. Good evening. Last hour, Kathy Keaton was here. Next hour, Dr. J. Gordon Melton is going to be here. And we'll switch gears. We'll have and prayers. That's what the doctor knows about vampires. Otherwise, news-wise, around the country, have a bad time for burgers, I guess. Hudson Foods, an Arkansas-based meat processor, is voluntarily calling back at least 1.2 million pounds of frozen hamburgers because of possible contamination with very deadly strains of E. coli bacteria. So that is not good news. Check what you have carefully. The Dow Jones took a big dump Friday, down 247.37 points, or about 3.1% of the market. Now, I acknowledge the market is high, and so this is a relatively small percentage point loss. The question now is whether this is the beginning of a very serious bear market, or it's going to be some sort of reset in the market where it's going to go down over a period of time between 1,500 and 2,000 points. That's my opinion, but my opinion is worth nothing as far as the stock market is concerned. I had a little bit of money in the market, and I'll tell you a little story. I had a financial advisor, a very nice person, but one who urged me to, well, you're in this for the long haul. You don't want to pull out. I ordered a pullout from the market of what I had in, actually on the day it peaked. So I had a sense, I guess. I don't know how, but I had a sense. And I got out then. And really, my financial advisor, I'm sure, is in the long haul, correct. In 5 or 10 years, which is what she means by the long haul, things probably, hopefully, prayerfully, will be better. But from my way of thinking, it would be better to get out near the top, and if there's going to be a 15 or 20% correction, which I think there's going to be, to then get back in again. She didn't like that. I told her, look, it's my money, do it. So that's what happened with me in the market. And I kind of stand by that personally. I make no forecast for the market for you or for anybody else. I gave up on that a long time ago. But I feel fortunate to have been out when I was out. I just had a sense. And I don't think this is necessarily the beginning of the real reset yet. But the first piece, my sense is, the first piece of negative news, whether it be some hint of inflation or perhaps a downturn in a lot of earnings reports, that is going to key a correction. Any little thing like that. I mean, this dipped 240 whatever points today, based virtually on nothing. On the people in the market thinking that there's a possibility that the Fed might announce some sort of interest rate hike, and actually the expectation is exactly the opposite. But the market took its dump today, just based on a lot of people out there thinking, oh, they might say something. And that's the only thing you can really ascribe to the loss in the market today was quite something. We are sending more forces to Bosnia. As a matter of fact, we will increase by about 50% the number there for a while. So we're still not out of Bosnia, are we? They're not going to move the Nichols trial. After a prolonged investigation, the Justice Department also announced today it's not going to prosecute any more FBI agents over the Ruby Ridge shooting and its aftermath. The department says it may explore further disciplinary action against other agents, but none will face criminal charges, and the guys at the top get away. That's basically the announcement there. So what we're going to do is whatever you would like. I've got a big story here from the San Francisco Chronicle on the El Nino forecast. And needless to say, scientists are now warning of the eastern tropical Pacific Ocean this summer, and what is shaping up to be the strongest, most devastating El Nino in more than half a century and maybe ever. Ocean and climate researchers have spent the past 3 months tracking a gargantuan, tongue-shaped slug of warm tropical water sloshing east across the Pacific to South America. That is the telltale sign of a phenomenon that can have profound effects on climate and economies. Pay attention to this, folks. It's real. My friend Sandeo in Australia, of course, had known this many months ago and warned of it. And now here it is. So beware, the weather is changing. And I'm going to even stop documenting the changes as they occur. There are too many, too frequent, and now everywhere. Prepare is what I would say. East of the Rockies, you're on, would have been on the air if you hadn't been at Alcon. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi.
Turn your radio off, please.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just, I'm just listening to the rumor about the cancer.
Yes.
Is she still on?
No.
Okay. That's one of the answers. Is that vitamin K3 is available in Canada?
No.
No,
Italy. She said Italy.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thanks.
All right, take care. Bob Luciani originally thought he could get one of the K vitamins in Japan and flew somebody over there. That apparently they did not get exactly what they wanted, so they ended up going to Italy, and that's where she got it. It is strange to me that in this country, you cannot get any vitamin you want. I mean, why can you not? Why do you have to go to Italy? to get a vitamin. And now, of course, they're coming after more vitamins. What right do they have? And by they, I mean the FDA. What right do they have to tell us what vitamins we can and cannot take? If anything, they ought to be getting the hell out of the way. That's the best thing government, that's a libertarian in me. Best thing government can do is get out of the way. Yes, there is a responsibility to the health and welfare of those the government services, you, me, all of us, and they should prevent deadly frauds. But within a certain window of opportunity with regard to vitamins and supplements and so forth, it's none of their damn business. First time caller line, you're on the air.
Hi, Art. This is Mike. I'm calling from Seattle, Washington, and I wanted to make a few comments on the market. First, I want to congratulate you for getting out when you did. That was excellent timing.
That was.
I trade the S&P 500 index, so I'm constantly watching the market, and I think the reason the market correcting, one, interest rates in Europe are rising.
I'm not sure it's a correction yet. You probably heard me on the air. I think that any little negative piece of news, though, will bring it on. It was very volatile. If you watched it, last week, you know how volatile it was.
Yeah, and it is true. As opposed to, let's say, a month ago where the market basically would blow off any negative news around any positive news. Ever since really the beginning of the UPS strike, I think we kind of gone into a new phase where markets are correct on any bad news, and it's basically going to remain flat on the good news until that strike resolved and greatly
Well, I agree. None of the commentators and the market commentators are mentioning the UPS strike in connection with the market volatility at all. Isn't that strange?
It is strange, but the effect that it's going to have on the market won't show up for another month or two. It won't show up in economic reports until maybe November, December, and the market's responding to that. The market stays ahead of and it precedes what the future economic reports are going to be. And that's going to affect economic reports in terms of, CPIs and affect inflationary reports and why and what comes down to the component. But as far as has changed, and that's the fact that over the raised survey last week, really the first time in a long time in Germany, reflecting to me barely that inflation is going up in Europe. And it's very possible that, when inflation shows up in Europe, which has been very calm for the last few years, it will show up in America. And, you might be right. There might be a beginning of, 80,000 point correction and, might stretch out for another 5-6 months.
Well, all things considered, to me, it is better, as I've said, getting out of the top and getting in at the bottom of any correction.
Yeah, and you certainly did that. I'm amazed that you got out. I mean, I personally felt it was going to correction and everything.
Believe me, I did it against the advice, the best advice of my financial advisor.
Well, you must have a much better intuition. Another thing that happened today, and I think this is a major reason why the market corrected so much today, it does have a bit to do with, the Federal market coming next week, but basically have written that off that the Fed's not going to do anything. But what did happen is that, the GM, the United Auto Workers, union with GM, they're threatening a strike. And if we have a strike with GM on top of the UPS strike.
And the UPS pilots are threatening the strike.
Yeah, and that's another factor. And all of these factors put together, they're going to come out some poor economic reports in the next 2 or 3 months, and
I agree, and the UPS strike itself, because it's going to produce a bunch of bad earnings reports down the line.
It will. Right across the board, it's going to have an effect.
I agree with you, and I thank you for the call, sir. And I feel very fortunate to have made the right call. It's, something I felt, which is strange because in the past, whenever I've tried to forecast what the market is going to do, I've been exactly and precisely wrong. Wrong. Not this time, so far. Well, I know I'm stepping on a lot of toes here. And you know what? I enjoyed Elvis Presley. There are several songs he did that I really like. But they are turning this man into a god. He's almost becoming a religion. Elvis is a bigger star today than he ever was. He died at the age of 42 from a heart attack, apparently brought on by years of drug abuse. And he's nearly being turned into a god now. And I sort of wonder what kind of message that sends. The man was a genius with music. He literally was really responsible for bringing black music to white America, to the world. The mixture that he came up with was unique. There's no question. It was a revolution in music, and he was great. But he's not a god. And what I see going on in the media is sort of making him a god, and I'm not comfortable with that. I'm just not comfortable with it. I have no negative feelings against Elvis Presley, never have. And as I said, there are several records that he did I really like. But I don't understand this mania. First time caller line, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi.
Where are you?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay, extinguish my radio.
I will.
Okay. Waiting for it to go down.
Down.
Good for you. Next, what's on your mind?
This is hard.
Good. I'm the only one here, sir.
Who am I calling?
Well, sir, you made the call, so only you would know that.
Oh.
Who are you calling?
It's calling Art Bell.
Well, that's who I am.
Oh, Art. Oh, what a beautiful night. The Fidget Man.
Yes.
Yes, I was trying to get your pictures in on my printer, but they're not very clear. And
He hung up. I think his beautiful night may be in part artificially induced, and somehow I think, sir, if you will simply get some rest and look at the pictures earlier tomorrow morning after you've had a good rest, they will clear right up for you. West of make that the wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello?
Art.
Yes, turn your radio off, please.
I'm sorry, sir. Yes, sir. I'm Martin calling from Chattanooga.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I've been a fan of yours for quite some time.
Thank you.
And normally on your webpage, June 4th, there was a UFO on Rico, Georgia.
Ringo, Georgia, yes.
Yes, sir. And so I'm from Chattanooga, which is just a few miles away.
Right.
And I work for a police department, actually.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if that's good or bad, but a friend of mine, we had saw an object.
It's bad. We don't charge cops here.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I didn't even know you would ask that. Why do you ask that? I'm curious.
Well, yeah, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Do you like it when you give out tickets?
Tickets to what? No, I don't actually. The only tickets I give out to is a sample for at the University of Chattanooga, actually.
I see.
Yeah, and,
Oh,
yeah, well, it's not much of a police force, but we try. It's almost like
I always just wondered when a policeman gives out a ticket, whether he actually has a suppressed inner satisfaction, or whether he's just sort of doing his job.
Well, I don't know how to answer that, actually.
That's fine. You called for something entirely different. What was that?
I took my therapist yesterday and tomorrow, and I will tell you. We had seen this object, and it was a white bone, and it was incredibly close to the atmosphere.
Now, are you referring to the Ringgold object?
Well, oh, I'm sorry, sir. It happened during the same day. That's what, that's what.
Different object, same day, or same object, same day?
The object that you have on your webpage.
Yes.
See, and everybody talks about it, especially a friend of mine.
It's very clear.
Yes, sir. And so clear, I'm going to anybody can see it. I don't know if it's still up there, and I'll have to look at your webpage for a couple of days.
It's there.
Okay. It's a very crisp object. I mean, anyone can see it. It reminds me of the object that was seen actually in Gulf Breeze, Florida.
Yeah. So that is yes, I do. That is not what you saw.
But it's not the same object though?
I'm asking, sir, you're the one who saw it. Is it the same object in the picture on page?
No, I'm sorry, sir. Yeah, it's some of the same object that a man had caught in Gulf Breeze.
All right. Well, what I would suggest to everybody out there is go up and take a look at the website. It is one of the more specifically crisp, clear UFO objects ever captured on camera. Ringgold, Georgia. It's on my website. I'm Art Bell, and this is CBC. What's your options at 1-800-618-8255? 1-800-618-8255. Eastern options at 1-800-825-5033. 1-800-825-5033. This is the CBC Radio Network. That's who we are. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. The movie outside is coming on the board. It's not full, but it's moving in that direction. And I can feel it in the halls this morning. Like taking the temperature of the land or something. And I think we have a temperature. Not sure yet. We'll see if the night goes on. Maybe at midnight it's talking about vampires. Actually, vampires, those people who are able to virtually drain you of energy. We're going to be talking about that at the top of the hour with Dr. J. Gordon Nelson. That should be interesting. There are, I believe, without a doubt, people who can do that. You are right on about the stock market. I will add how unusual, but yes, I was. Have you heard of a fellow by the name of Donald S. McElhaney, of course, the editor of the McElhaney Intelligence Advisor? And we've had him as a guest, and we should have him back. Now, On the Market Greenspan will not raise rates because it would be political suicide to do so, I agree. He has to drink from the well like the rest of the numbskulls who believe this market is going to continue to go up forever. This market will crash under its own weight. Good luck. Robio from Chicago. Well, thank you. Yes, I think that it's a little overblown right now, and it's just my view. The first bit of bad, indigestible news is going to cause it to take about a 20% correction, and then it'd be a good time to get back in again. That's my feeling. And by the way, while we're on the subject of stock markets, while you're on my website, one of the things in the new latest news items, which is a great long list now, down at the bottom, is the rogue stock market. I became aware of the rogue stock market about 3 weeks ago. And I found out that I am a commodity that is up there being traded, along with Rush Limbaugh, Dr. Laura Schlesinger, Howard Stern, Ollie North, and several others. And I am a commodity. A commodity. At any rate, I thought, pretty interesting. You know, it's just in that area, talk radio. In other words, you've got to go to the talk radio area, and there you will find me. But it's kind of cute and it's kind of fun because you can register with the Rogue Market, and they will give you $10,000 worth of meaningless money, which you can then go invest. And of course, I hope you will invest in my stock. But you can invest in any stock and sort of learn how to play in the market and how the market works. It's a wonderful tutorial. Wonderful. So, go immediately to the Rogue Market via my page, www.artbell.com, and buy every share of me you can get. Already ahead, last time I checked, I was a little bit ahead of Rush Limbaugh. And not yet caught up to Howard and one other, I believe, Don Imus, maybe. I think Imus and Howard are having a war as usual among their listeners on the Rogue Market. So I thought I'd see if I could give them a run for my money. So if you have a computer, go on up to my website. Under the new items, last item down there be the Rogue Market. Chug on up there and blow your 10 grand on me and you'll do well, he says. Don't trust a word I say. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello. Going once, going twice, gone. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Ryan from Phoenix, Ground Zero, as you like to say.
Ground Zero, as we affectionately call it.
Yeah, I heard last night when you were talking to the Stitches guy, you had that fax in from, what's his name? I can't place the name, but he said he was going to explain the lights that were over Phoenix.
Ed James.
That's it. Yeah. Yes, waiting patiently to find that. When is he going to be on?
Next week. We'll
Next
do it
week?
Sure.
Also,
it might comfort you to know that I don't know what he's going to say. Ed never tells me ahead of time what he's going to say, so I don't know either.
hold on. Waiting. It is rap.
Okay.
Also about that Lamphere guy, the guy who got that.
Lamphere.
Lamphere, yeah, the storm chaser. Any word on him lately? Anything?
Let me see. The latest on Lamb is that this is all being now tested by, labs that test this kind of thing, and so far it's holding up. So when we get a full report, we'll get it back.
Outstanding. Well, that's all I need to find out.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I don't know what Ed is going to say, but Ed said he had more fun with the Phoenix Lights. He said he knows what they are. He says they can be reproduced even over Pahrump, Nevada. And I may go for that. If Ed really can do it, let's see you do it, Ed. Make the lights happen over Pahrump. Make the headlines here in Pahrump, Nevada talk about the Pahrump lights. If you can do that, Ed, you'll gain a lot of converts. You really, in his facts, he says he can do it. So we'll see. We'll see. East of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hi guys, this is Bill. I'm calling from Michigan.
Hi, Bill.
I heard your show the other night, I think it was Tuesday, about that fidget.
Last night.
Yeah, no.
Last night, sir, was Thursday.
Last night really fascinated me. Because that's when the guy called me back in the phone book.
Yeah.
But the night, something like before, I think it was Tuesday.
Yes.
When he first described how he was sitting in the door with basically training.
Yes.
I ran away and made one. And what was playing with it?
And
And it was so fascinating. It just keeps me occupied.
I know.
I don't know how to play it.
I know. Until you get, until you get a fidget, it's really difficult to explain why you should have or want a fidget. But once you have a fidget, you will understand and have the same difficulty in trying to explain to anybody else why they're cool. And that may not make sense to you, but it is nevertheless true. Well, Caroline, you're on the air.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Fine.
I was calling while Craig is.
Yes, Tony.
Yeah, this call basically in reference to the committee by Elvis earlier.
Yes.
I just want to get my point of view on it. I think Elvis, he only wrote a few songs back in the old days that were from black people, but then later on, he didn't write any of his music really because then he just, other people would all see it. So to say he's a genius, you might want to be referring to maybe the way he danced or something because he didn't write any of his music.
No, his dance was awesome.
But
Look, I don't argue with his music. I loved most of what Elvis did, or a lot of what he did, not all of it. But he's not a god.
oh, well, of course not. Nor are you, and
That's
a lot
right.
of people who aren't gods that I can think of right now.
Yeah, but it's getting to the point with Elvis where it's almost like a religion.
Yeah, well, these people have to have something, right? I mean, they're letting somebody these motor voter illegal aliens in nowadays that, there's only a little piece of America left, or what we know of it, and that is
So that's a good approach, Tony. You're worried about illegal aliens coming in, so get down and worship a crying bust of Elvis Presley.
I gather you don't like.
You get it wrong, Tony. I'm saying as a,
I don't like them either, but that's not the point.
well, then I fail to see the point. In other words, you're suggesting that people are turning to Elvis as an icon, in fear of white America shrinking.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's because, well, I do believe that there's a very small portion of white America that actually has the icons that speak up left. So, I was more power to it, but, I think that has no problem at all. That's my personal opinion. I like a few of the songs, but again, he didn't write anything.
I think he had all kinds of songs, Tony. I utterly, completely disagree with you. Extremely talented. Extremely talented. That's not an issue. It is you, Tony, who are missing the point. And the point is that people are beginning to turn to a religion, which you apparently think is okay. So that white America might have its icons. Boy. Western Rockies, you're on the air. Hello?
I really hate to ask. What?
Turn your radio off, please, Todd. I hate to ask, but I have to.
I was turning it down. What is it?
Oh, please.
I'm sorry. I haven't had everybody to talk about it, but I don't know what it is. I didn't realize it. So.
Look, at some point we will replay that portion of last week's show, and you will know what a fidget is. It's basically a little item that you put in your hand, and you produce a certain movement with it. Some people say it simply passes time. Others have ascribed time travel to it. The creator does not. It's really hard to explain. It's a fidget. Okay, so you're just going to have to hang for the replay.
Okay.
All right? Take care. Sorry about that, but 3 hours, I still wasn't sure what a fidget was. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Jeff calling from Florida.
Yes, Jeff.
First of all, I'd really like to ask you a question. How did you begin your interest in extraterrestrials or UFOs?
The real serious interest began when I saw one.
How long ago was that?
Over 4 years ago now. I was interested before that, but believe me, once you have seen something that comes above you at about 30 miles an hour, it's solid black in a triangle, and the stars and the moon go away, and you're standing just below it, you get interested.
Yes, sir. I'd also like to tell you about an experience I had in Florida here. I drive a truck long haul, and I came in and I was on my way home in my pickup truck and I've been driving quite a bit throughout the day. So I decided to stop on the way home. And I stopped in a small truck stop, which is in Waldo, Florida. And I had no TV in my truck. I was just basically winding down. I was getting ready to take a nap. They treated me, I'm tired. They put them on a meteor or whatever that comes down. But I came straight down and it lit up the whole sky in a great color.
Well, meteors can do that.
Okay, that's probably what it was. I got on the TV, I said, did anybody else see that? And sure enough, another fellow trucker said, yeah, I've seen that. And I said, what did you see? Of course, he said the same thing. So,
When was this?
it was approximately, I would say about a year and a half ago.
Okay, well, a year ago would have been, he said, we just had the 7 meteor show. And it was a beauty, I might add. I was out there every night watching after I was off the air. It was a real beauty. Boy, oh boy. On the appointed night, I would say that I was seeing, and of course your eyes can only take in a certain portion of the sky. And it's very clear sky here. You can see the Milky Way horizon to the horizon. And we were probably seeing, at some points, about 6 to 10 minutes. Real beauties. Okay, let's try my international line. Let's see if I can get it going here. International line, you're on the air. Good morning.
Calling from Mexico, Canada.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, first I have to react to that comment about Elvis. I'm not an Elvis fan. I never owned any of his recordings or anything. If you watch the Aloha from Hawaii, you see that technically the vocals, he was a great improviser and artistry, like great range, just the technical vocal skill that that time. I agree. That concert was incredible. He wasn't a songwriter, though. He wasn't, he can start his work from scratch. Anyways, I wanted to ask you if you had any reports of the liquid nitrogen fuel that Abraham Herzog from the University of Washington has discovered. Well, apparently the vehicle, Mr. Herzog from the University of Washington and Adam Bruckner from the University of Washington as well. The vehicle, an automobile, gets its power by turning the compressed liquid nitrogen into an expanding gas. The great thing is that the pollution that comes out of it is actually there's no pollution. It's nil. It's absolutely zero. So it's just something that's out there.
The water is it?
Well, I'm not up on the technical thing. I just thought that would be investigated because it really does open up a whole new bit of options there in terms of reducing the.
Right. Well, I'm open to all sorts of things like this. Thank you. The thing to do is get these people, if you can get to me, and get me a way to contact them. Otherwise, the pursuit is long and painful. So if you can find a way to get me in touch with somebody that you want to have on as a guest, try and get me some sort of contact information, at the very least, a publisher, if they've got a book, or obviously, best of all, a phone number, if you can manage that. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi. Good morning. Dave, you're going to have to yell into your phone.
What you saying earlier about the guy said something about a meteor that was green?
Yeah, I've seen many green fireballs, and that's just a chemical that happens to be burned. Yeah, could be.
But where was he from? Remember? Because I've been getting there, I saw that thing. If it was the same one, it was written in November of 1995.
I've seen some beautiful green fireballs.
It flashed 3 times, and I almost ran out for a looking at it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, I've seen some views, but generally it just means it's that particular chemical burning.
I think it's crashed somewhere around Colorado Springs on television.
Well, I'd like to have one.
You know what? I saw the number that they showed on TV about that, but didn't really have much to tell them. They said they probably weren't going to find it.
Huh. Well, I know there is a reward out for a while. There was, thank you, NASA. Wanted that great big one that flashed across the West Coast. And I imagine that reward still stands. And I wonder why nobody ever finds them. They know approximately where they go down. So why are they never able to find them? Yes, they simply bury themselves in earth. Unless you happen to stumble across a smoking hole in the ground, you're not going to find it. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning. Going once, going twice, on first time caller line, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, I got a couple questions.
Fire away.
Yeah, okay. What is reversal? What is in the custom computer and what is,
Wait a minute, one at a time. What is reversal?
Yeah.
Reverse speech. You take, in other words, whatever you're saying forward, you reverse it and you listen for intelligence.
Oh. And what is in the custom computer? What custom computer?
A what computer?
Sentient computer.
Sentient computer. Oh, that would be artificial intelligence. In other words, a computer that becomes aware of its own existence.
Okay. And what does Paul Hoagland do?
I don't know anybody named Paul Hoagland.
Hoagland,
No, I don't know anybody named Hoagland. I know a Richard Hoagland.
yeah, that's the
Oh, is that who you're talking about?
yeah, I'm sorry.
What does he do?
Yeah.
You know, that's a good question. I don't know.
Then what is how did he contribute to your show?
Oh, that's an entirely different question. He talks about the days on Mars. He talks about artifacts on the moon. He has theories regarding the relationship between Mars and Cydonia and the city of Phoenix. And he talks of many, many things, and he's deep in research on something right now. Actually, it is almost a secret. But I thought you were asking what does he do? Otherwise, I think that may be his only endeavor. I'm not sure. Longhorn Line, you're on the air. Hello. Hello. Hear me? Fairly well.
Okay. Have you ever seen Coral Council?
No, I've never been there. I've got photographs in Florida.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious, I heard all the time about.
How do you think the guy did that?
Well, I got a good idea on that, and I thought I'd send you some information.
Just tell me, how do you think he did it? Moving those big stones.
Well, personally, have you ever heard of a guy called Ivan Watkins? He's in Peru.
You know?
Okay, well, he has a theory on cutting stones using a parabolic reflector, okay? And as far as moving the big stones, I personally had these each individual person move stones individually by themselves. Okay, it's like ants carry all the individual leaves and whatever, for food. I think they stack it individually.
How?
Well, it's kind of complicated, but it's not that, not too complicated.
Well, then try and give it to me in a non-complicated way. How? In other words, you don't really know.
No, I do, but I really don't want to give that information out.
Why not? Why not?
But I will send you some information on it. I was just curious if you had.
Why would you refuse to share that with my audience? I mean, if people could actually move those kind of incredible stones, one person could do it.
Yeah, I mean, the idea that, it takes 500 or 600 people to move, or 1,000 people to pull a, 20, 30, or 40 ton stone.
Well, with regard to the Coral Council, obviously he did it by himself. The question is, how did he do it?
Right.
And you won't tell us.
Well, no, it isn't. I won't tell you. It's just that I prefer not to give that information.
Those are semantics, sir. Thank you very much for the call. What a torture. Well, yeah, I know how he did it. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to tell you, though. Coral Council in Florida is incredible. Somehow one man moved all those blocks. How did he do it? Well, I can't tell you. Coming up, Dr. J. Gordon Melton, director for the Institute for the Study of American Religion. That sounds pretty traditional, huh? But what are we going to be talking about? Vampires. Amazing. Punchline College Deputy Cartel at 702-727-1222. Now, here again, Art Bell. Good morning. Coming up, a very unusual guest with a very unusual subject. But actually, tonight is perfect for it. Over the last hour or so, two actually, I have had a lot of listeners who, in my opinion, have literally had the life force drained from them. There's only been an expert in that area, I guess. He comes from a very traditionally religious background, and I'll tell you something about that. But he's going to talk about vampires. Obviously, over the last couple of hours, you have heard victims of vampires. Probably. We'll talk a little bit about that from Dr. J. Gordon Melton. Now comes J. Gordon Melton, who is director of the Institute for the Study of American Religion. I will say this. J. Gordon Melton, the director of the Institute for the Study of American Religion, Santa Barbara, California, was born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, graduated from Birmingham Southern College, BA in 1964, Garrett Theological Seminary, 1968, Northwestern University, a PhD in History and Literature of Religions in 1975. In 1968, he was ordained an elder in the United Methodist Church. He's pastored churches in Indiana and Illinois. He literally founded the study of American religion. And I could go on and on and on. He's authored 25 books, including The Cult Experience, the Biographical Dictionary of Cult Encyclopedias, Encycleaders, rather, the Encyclopedia and Book of Cults in America, the New Age Encyclopedia, the Encyclopedia of African American Religion. I mean, here's a guy, though he has investigated cults, he is as mainstream as you can get, and yet he will be here this morning speaking of all things of vampires. Now, that is a particularly unique subject, psychic vampires, namely those who would suck the veritable life force from a person. Those listening over the last 2 hours have heard a number of victims of this terrible thing. Doctor, good morning. How does a person with the mainstream kind of background that you've got come to discuss or even consider vampires?
It's a long story. It goes back to my college days. I got interested in vampire movies and in vampire novels, and it was just a hobby. But in the 1970s, a couple of historians up in Boston kind of put vampirism on the scholarly agenda with their study of Vlad William Taylor, who we all know as Dracula.
Yes.
And so ever since then, people have been giving serious consideration to the phenomenon. I think in the long run, we come to the conclusion that there's not a Really real good evidence that dead bodies come back to life and go running around the countryside sucking the blood as they're,
Is there any evidence?
not that I can really spot.
Okay, so that may be a myth.
Well, it's more than a myth. It's really a way of explaining some phenomena in pre-technological culture. But the phenomena of psychic vampirism.
Okay, before we get to that, what did you mean? What did you mean by that? When you said it was a way of explaining something that occurred when science didn't understand it. Were people getting up when they were thought to be dead?
Somewhat. Part of the vampire myth is what today we would call grief work. That someone died under unusual circumstances, you have unfinished emotional business with that person, and you imagine them coming back to attack you. Part of the classic vampire experience is what today we call the nightmare. The nightmare is the experience of something heavy on your chest, and it can move and do things. That's certainly some of the ideas we have about vampires come from that kind of universal experience.
All right, but then there is what you consider to be maybe I better ask, a very real kind of vampire, a psychic vampire.
I think all of us have had the experience of people who, when we interact with them, leave us exhausted. Not just the tiredness we get from exerting energy, but a sense of really having been exhausted, merely from being in the presence of another person.
My financial advisor is saying.
I have some people I have to deal with like this. But we're talking about, taking that to another level.
Yes.
Such people doing this, and we have wide-scale reports that such phenomena exist.
All right, now, are we merely talking about a Class A type personality, or are we talking about somebody actually capable of literally sucking the life force, the energy, the psychic energy from another person?
I think we're talking about the latter. That the possibility that there actually are some people who have that ability, maybe not even maliciously knowing it.
So subconscious, possibly.
Right. The best data that we have on this actually comes from research on spiritual healing. I'm sure that you're quite aware that there's a large body of research that supports the concept of spiritual healing. Along the way, there was some research that said what would happen if a healer, instead of attempting to do healing, attempted to do something malevolent.
It's a good point. In other words, for every plus, there is a negative.
And there actually was some experiments run by a man named Bernard Grass, the very famous cancer researcher who researched spiritual healing using mice and using barley. If the healer could stimulate the growth of barley or could improve the healing rate in wounded mice. And then he asked Mr. Escobani, who was the healer involved in the experiment, don't try to heal, try to inhibit the healing. Don't try to stimulate the barley seeds, try to inhibit the growth.
With what result?
With exactly the opposite result of what he did to healing. That he was actually able to stunt the growth of barley in its embryo stages, and was actually able to slow the healing process of the mice when he had the control group. It's a very good experiment. Unfortunately, not a lot of people have followed up on them, but it does give us some data to begin to suggest that there is something to this concept of vampirism, and it may actually be the underbelly, the dark side, the opposite of all the evil.
Is it like voodoo?
Somewhat, although much of voodoo actually relies upon the use of numbing drugs. In other words, the zombie phenomena is actually a phenomenon that comes from injecting people with various kinds of drugs that numb the senses and allow some kind of hypnotic control to exist while the drugs are still operative in the body.
But it requires, does it not, the drugs aside, that the victim believes that it can be done.
To some extent, but it's mostly the effect of the drugs.
Interesting. With psychic vampirism, there is no such need. This is a purely mental process.
Purely mental, and much the same way that spiritual healing is.
All right, there are many, as evidenced by my last couple of hours, who are no doubt victims of this. What defense would there be to bring these people back, to protect them against the advances of a psychic vampire?
Awareness of who the vampire is and the interaction that's going on between you and this person who is the vampire, and simply shielding yourself from that. A conscious recognition that this relationship exists and a breaking of that kind of relationship, not allowing the vampirism to occur.
Translated English, get the hell out of here.
Right. That's one way, is just break off the relationship if it's draining. The other is to become conscious of it. For example, if it's someone you have to work with, your job depends upon you continuing to work with them.
Oh, yes, and you can't get away from them.
Yeah, it's to become conscious that this is part of the interaction you're going to have with them and mentally block that element of the interaction that allows them to drain the energy from you.
How do you discern that you are the victim of a psychic vampire versus iron or blood or something?
I would suggest two ways. One is that the kind of exhaustion we're talking about is not as likely to show up with any physical correlation. That is, you wouldn't have iron blood, but you would still be tired if you did. The other is that it occurs when you have interacted with a specific person, and when you're not interacting with that person, it doesn't occur.
Well, what percentage of psychic vampires do you think are aware of what they are doing?
I suggest that probably a very small percentage of them are.
Interesting. A small percentage. So to be aware and to be doing it then would be a very immoral act.
Yeah, very much so.
But unaware, there would be no danger to that person's immortal soul if they were simply unaware. Would that be fair?
I think that's a fair assessment. It's likely, though, if they're doing it to one person, they're doing it to another, and that they're developing some very destructive patterns in their own life that allows them to flourish with this kind of relationship.
Why do they do it? And is it really even proper to assign the term vampirism to what we're talking about here?
I think it's proper to assign the term vampirism to it, although it may not be so much an exchange of energy as it is a destructive action toward the other person. It may be something that cuts off the normal flow of the energy in the body, rather than a sucking of it out in a literal sort of way.
Well, is the person, the vampire, using that energy or gaining from that energy or simply negatively affecting the victim?
That's something we don't have any data on yet. And I tend to suggest as a hypothesis that we should investigate is the fact that, yes, that person who is the vampire is actually gaining energy.
is this a learned skill, if we dare call it that, or is it a natural inherent thing within a person, or is it inherited?
I think a little bit of both. It's a natural ability that's learned to use, not so much that you're taught by, but that patterns with which you grow up. Somewhere along the line, you discover you can, if you do certain things, you gain energy. And so you tend to repeat those patterns.
Either consciously or
unconsciously, but I would suggest usually unconsciously.
Are there certain types of people with victim literally tattooed on their forehead?
Yes, there are. And I don't think you have to do something to recognize them.
No, it's true. It's true. Now, here's another question for you. I deal with the public every day. I do a 5-hour talk show every single day. And I've noticed without any question, without any doubt in my mind, there is a relationship to the behavior of people and the moon's cycle. Do you agree with that?
Well, no, because there certainly are some behavior differences that occur around the moon cycle.
Yes.
I don't know how many of them have a lot of data to it, but we certainly know that some things tend to reoccur around the lunar cycle.
People get strange.
People get strange, people have babies according to the lunar cycle.
They do indeed. And they also reach a sort of a fever pitch of emotional sensitivity, I guess is the way I would put it.
That's why we call it lunacy.
Lunacy. Are psychic vampires more likely to be night people than they are day people? Is there anything to that?
That's an interesting question. I never given it any thought. I don't know. It's very, very honest.
Oh, I'll bet they're more likely to be night people, Doctor. But that would be for a future study. Stand by. We'll be back to you in a moment. We are at the bottom of the hour. Dr. J. Gordon Melton is my guest. And we are discussing psychic vampires. Now, all you victims out there, listen closely. This is the CBC Radio Network Vampires. The subject we're talking about right now, psychic vampires, Dr. J. Walton. Tomorrow, we'll get back to Dr. Walton. Listen to this. And now to Dr. J. Gordon Melton. Doctor, how does the traditional religious community view the whole subject of vampires?
I think that most of them would probably not view it.
Not view it at all, right?
Right. I mean, it's one of those topics that seems to have pretty well dropped out of the mainline religious community consideration. And due in large part to the 17th and 18th century vampire controversy in Western Europe.
Would it surprise you if I were to tell you that I, at some point, have actually opened a line for people claiming to be not psychic, but real vampires? And I am, blood drinking, undead type vampires. And I get people claiming to be that.
We run into those with a high degree of regularity. I've got a fairly big letter file of people who consider themselves to be vampires.
There you are. You still nevertheless don't believe it.
Well, I believe that there are people who consider themselves to be vampires, and certainly there are people who drink blood. I don't believe that they are people who have died and come back to life. There are people like the rest of us who have a taste for certain kinds of crimson fluid that most of us would not particularly find delectable.
No, I would not. However, I'm going to take a stab in the dark here, or the partially illuminated light, I don't know. There is a lady that I interviewed here not long ago who received the heart and lungs of a young boy in a transplant, a major transplant. Claire Sullivan was her name.
Mm-hmm.
When she awoke, she immediately had the cravings of a young teenage boy. She had no idea who her donor was. In fact, he had been a young teenage boy. She then proceeded to actually dream the name of her donor, which she could not possibly have known. That implies some sort of genetic memory. Now, is it not possible that our blood contains some of what we are metaphysically?
It is certainly highly possible that the kind of strange relationship that a person who receives the physical material from another person, there's certainly cases of that. They're fairly well documented.
You are somehow, I should tell the audience how this interview came to pass. It is very interesting. Besides my being very interested in vampires, we have at our network a young lady named Yuta Sundar. I think I'm not doing proper justice, perhaps, to her last name. You might be able to help me out. But in her youth, she was a star in a vampire movie.
Right. Called The Lust of the Vampire.
What was it called?
Lust of the Vampire.
Lust of the Vampire.
Very famous movie from Hammer Studios in England.
Indeed. And she, of course, she's English. And as a requirement for doing this interview, even though I would have done it anyway, I required her to send me a copy of that movie, which she did with great reluctance. And I have not yet viewed that movie. I will do that when I get off the air. At any rate, there is some sort of festival or gathering going on in Southern California that she is going to. And so she told me about it, and I said, sure, it sounds like a really interesting interview. What's going on?
This year is the 100th anniversary of the publication of the novel Dracula. Dracula, as you're aware, has become quite a cultural icon. And this is a book that's very, very important to Western culture. It's been translated into 25 languages. It's never been out of print since it was done. It's the single novel, the single piece of literature that has been made into a movie more than any other. Shakespeare, really? 18 times. Dracula's been made into a movie. And there are about 150 movies with Dracula as a character. I think there was Tarzan and Sherlock Holmes, the most popular fictional character movies have lasted up to.
Why do you think, what accounts for the popularity of movies about vampires?
Sex and immortality. Be quite blunt about it.
Oh, that's fine. I like sex and immortality in that order.
Well, I think so, and then the main popularity of the vampire has to do with sexuality and the kind of coding of the vampire's life and its relation to sexuality. And the popularity in our own day, the last 20 years of romantic vampires and vampires who are good guys as opposed to kind of cardboard villains that vampire was say up till World War II, really up till the 1960s.
Are there more depictions of males as vampires than females?
It's about 40 now. The number of female vampires has grown considerably over the last generation.
In fact, you have played a female vampire. I can't wait to see this movie.
Yeah, she had one of the classic roles. In the 19th century, there was only one prominent female vampire, a character named Carmilla. That was in a novella. And Hammer Movies made 3 Carmilla movies.
She was very silent about the whole thing, very reluctant, and I had to absolutely drag all this from her. And I plan to lord it over her forevermore. She sells my show. She's a salesperson who sells my show. And indeed, she has characteristics consistent with what you would describe as a psychic vampire. I know she's listening. Good morning, Nita. Somehow, out of obscurity, she did these movies all those years ago, and somebody somehow found her to bring her to this gathering in Southern California, where there's probably a lot of vampires. Anyway, so how did that happen? How did they find her?
A friend of a friend of a friend. One of the people that we were in contact with here in Hollywood, we were friends first and put us in contact with her, and was also aware that she had really not associated with any of the conventions or events that celebrated the Hammer movies or dealt with vampire or horror themes, and we extended an invitation to her to come on that basis.
Was she? I'm curious. When you first found her, was she reluctant to even discuss it, admit it?
I would say reluctant, but she was certainly very thoughtful.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. The vampires. By the way, before we do, when and where is this going to be? Is this the kind of thing the public can come to? Or
the public is certainly invited. We're in the midst of the event right now. This coming weekend, we will about 2/3 of it left on Saturday and Sunday, full day programming both days.
Where?
At the Westin Hotel in LAX in Los Angeles on Century Boulevard.
So in other words, you could fly there and you'd be right there.
You're 2 minutes from the airport at Westin, and we've got just all kinds of they're both scholars who have investigated vampirism from a number of different perspectives. We have a delegation from Romania here.
Really?
The Transylvanian Society of Dracula has been 7 people from Romania to be a part of this. We have a number of authors who've written vampire novels and vampire fictional works who talk about their works. And we have a number of celebrities who have starred in vampire movies, celebrities from the Dark Shadows television series, and especially tomorrow night, Saturday night, we're having a number of musicians who have done a lot of music with vampire themes to what we popularly call goth. And so we're having an all-night party and masquerades and the like Saturday night. Well, the public is fully invited.
How does a man of thought rationalize becoming involved in such events?
I think it's because I've got an expressive personality. I am both a minister and a scholar studying religion, tend to get very, very involved in my subject matter, and I spend all day doing research and writing and processing data. And I found very early on that in the evening I need to do something that really takes me away from my work. And it just so happened that I was I like vampires. I was just a fan. I like vampire movies. I read vampire books, books. And then really over the last 10 years, I got interested in it as a serious scholarly subject, and I wrote an encyclopedia of vampires several years ago, and just recently done a book on vampire videos.
Are there vampire cults?
They're two great. I'm doing a paper tomorrow morning on a vampire cult that showed up in Kentucky and was involved when some of their former members had committed a murder in Florida. You may have read about it last December. And I'm doing a paper about this particular group. There's 2 or 3 others that have surfaced, one in the state of Washington, one out of San Francisco. There are not very many, however.
Thank goodness. You're here under the circumstances. Thank goodness.
Yeah. There's only this one group in Kentucky that's ever been involved in anything illegal or certainly untribal.
The legend has it that of the traditional blood-sucking vampires, I saw Bram Stoker's, of course, Dracula, and they try not to go to humans for their sustenance. They are able at some stage to use animals. Is that indeed part of the legend?
Very much a part of it. But in fact, the most likely victim of the vampire is members of their own family.
Really?
That in Eastern European lore in particular, it was spouses, female spouses, really. Other members of the immediate family and prominent friends and associates.
You mean in the middle of the night, the husband is liable to find his wife gorging herself on him?
Something like that. It's usually the other way around, that the husband is likely to come back and gorge himself on the wife.
Oh.
There's actually a tradition in gypsy culture that of husbands coming back and having sex with their wives. And there's a kind of interesting connection if during the first year after a woman becomes a widow, if she becomes pregnant, it's generally attributed to the action of her husband having become a vampire and coming back and raped her. Which is an interesting way to cover up various kinds of illicit sexual affairs.
It certainly is, isn't it? So the sex part of it is a very strong part of it.
Oh, very much so. The dominant aspect is the largest audience for vampire movies are teenage males. Yes, and overwhelmingly people who are interested in vampires. I'm now in my mid-50s. And overwhelmingly, people who get interested in vampires get interested in them. Teenagers that just stick with them.
There was a story which ran on major wire services not more than a year ago. I can't pin down the exact date. About a wife who divorced her husband, or who was divorcing him, because in the middle of the night, sure enough, he was gorging himself on her. Blood, neck, vampire, the real thing. Now, it was ascribed to too many Dracula type movies. In other words, he had taken that action because he had been seeing movies. So the inevitable question about the whether or not such movies affect people to take such actions.
I doubt it very much. I suspect that once this case is explicated, investigated, and the like, that we will find someone who has a blood fetish, who could not find a ready source for satisfying it, and then attack someone who was available to them as the means of satisfying that blood fetish. We have a number of cases of that. Jeffrey Dahmer on down.
Well, that actually was more than just blood, wasn't it? That was
Yeah,
cannibalism.
Dahmer would be what we would call mule. He was eating flesh as well as blood.
This is a classical mental illness, or is it something quite aside from the normal realm of mental illness, and yet not yet really even understood?
I think the better model of mental illness is addiction. It's some kind of physiological condition that is one of craving for blood. And certainly there's a mental aspect to it because as far as you can tell, blood really doesn't do anything physically to give any satisfaction.
You're really something, Doctor. Why have they not disenfranchised you entirely from your ministry?
Because I'm a fairly orthodox Christian minister. I study some very unusual things that hasn't really affected my orthodoxy that much.
So nobody pays some of you and said, "What are you doing?"
Not really. I keep my bishop pretty fully informed of my activities, of what I'm doing, make sure he gets a copy of all my books and writings. So if there's anything there that he has objection to.
Those are not difficult conversations. Bishop, here's what I'm doing. It's on the Sampire thing.
No. I mean, I think if I got up in the pulpit and started advocating evangelism as a nice alternative lifestyle, it might be a problem. But being a scholar and kind of world we live in, there are all kinds of phenomena.
Have you been an advisor on vampire films?
No.
Would you like to be?
I think it might be fun. There were one or two that contacted me about being an advisor, and unfortunately, the time they contacted me, I just didn't have time to respond.
Listen, Doctor, we're at the top of the hour. We can either end it here, or you can stay around and take calls. Your choice. I know you've got to be up early in the morning, so you can make a call.
Well, as much as I would like to stick around, I know, right, I've got to get up early.
I know you do. All right, so tell them real quick, because we're out of time. When tomorrow?
We begin about 9:30 in the morning. We have programming all day. There are about 6 or 8 tracks of programming at any one time.
And it's going to be where?
At the Westin Hotel on Century Boulevard in Los Angeles, near the Los Angeles airport.
Doctor, I thank you for being here, and get some sleep.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Take care. We'll be right back. First $5 can recharge bill at 702-727-1222. 702-727-1222. Now, here again, Artcraft. Here is a fax from Ryan. Dear Art, I have a life. My faxes like these. I'm 14 years old, and I listen to your program almost every night. And call in. But I think that what I would say would be ignored because of my youth. I love your webpage and your program. My only question is, when are you going to have the vampire line open? A big fan, Ryan. By the way, I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Listen up to WJBO, 11:50 a.m. Tonight is your night, Ryan. Here it comes. What is normally the first time caller line is hereby canceled. And I'm now converting this to my vampire line. Not psychic vampires, but we're talking about the undead. Those who actually drink blood, animal or human, and who claim to be immortal. That is, after all, the goal of vampirism, isn't it? So, with a good doctor, a man of the cloth, not afraid to investigate such things, why should I be? So there you have it. We will have open lines with one exception, and that is vampires only. Real immortal blood-sucking vampires only. At area code 702 727 1222. We'll see if we can dredge up a good vampire. Or should I say dig up? Good vampire. So the vampire line is now officially open. Everybody else calling for any reason other than claiming to be a vampire should immediately hang up. Vampires only at 702-727-1222. Here we go. Venturing forth. Let us see what we find. On the vampire line, you're on the air. Yes, sir. And welcome to the program. Hello, Count. What shall we call it? Just Claude. Count Claude. Well, no. You resist that title. I don't have any sort of name like that. Just Claude. Just Claude. Yes, sir. Claude the vampire. You're really a vampire. Well, I stay all night. And, so do I, but well, I know so that's your job, but I do it for survival. Survival? That's interesting. And what else do you do for survival? At times, I do trap things. Animals? Yes. And then? Well, at times, people. Evil? Yes, sir. You take their blood. Among other things. All of it or part of it? Over a period of days, dude, eventually drink all of it. You're not caring. You're not cannibal blood. Well, or what you would define? Well, I guess in the very strictest sense, one who takes the blood from others, animals or humans, could be considered to be a cannibal. Yes, sir. How long have you been such? It's been roughly 60 years. 60 years? Yes, sir. Do you think you are, as a result of this, immortal? Not as a result of that, no. If not for immortality, then why do you do it? It's similar to a driving need. Is immortality possible through vampirism? I don't think so. No? I don't know. I've never tested it. I suppose I could jump off the very tall building, but you tell me. No, I wouldn't tell you to do that. Right. That would have to be your own choice. I haven't walked away from dance that I shouldn't walk away from. How frequently does this driving need strike you, Claude? Well,
27 days, 28 days.
Really? Really?
Yes, sir.
Is it a hard life, Claude, or are you happy?
No, it is not roses.
Not all roses.
No,
So you're kind of like a serial vampire.
I guess so.
Do you want to be caught, Claude?
Well, logically, yeah. But from a physical reaction, you don't want to, when it really comes down to it, you don't want to die.
Yeah, sure, that's right. You're a pretty scary dude. To admit.
I'm trying not to be.
No, you're doing very well, but I mean, the very basics of what we are discussing here is.
It's almost similar to a confection. You get to a point with like vomiting, where you didn't have to, but that's really what I call it.
Well, I'm glad to have given you the opportunity to do it, and I'm a little unsettled to know you're out there, Claude.
I don't live anywhere near
Bronx, Nevada.
no, sir.
Do you want to say what area of the country you live in?
It's in the southeast.
Good.
The swamp.
Swamp areas?
Deep swamp.
Deep swamp. Sounds like vampire country to me. All right, Claude, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. See? Now that was a pretty scary guy. You know what? I believe him. And that's pretty scary. Probably the good doctor is still in bed. I can only hope that he heard that call. Every 27 to 28 days of driving need. Can you imagine? East of the Rockies, you're on air. Hello. Hello, going once, going twice. On the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.
Mr. Elvis, Mr. Fidget confirming day 4, absolute unbelievability.
You did it.
I'm at the same payphone in the same place.
Oh, by the way, we've got the photographs of the person who came down with a digital camera means to a fidget and took the pictures. They're now up on the website for all to see. I would like to tell people about that.
Good. Yeah, I'm here at the payphone. I'm doing what I can to deal with the aftermath of the consequences of this. I was thinking, where do we go from here? Now, there's people say there's time travel going on with my fidget. I've never seen it. Now, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying I haven't seen it.
Well, I'm here with your fidget right now. Fidgeting, I've been doing it all evening.
Somebody knows how to travel fine with it. I'd like to hear how, and I think really that it's going to be an interesting topic of discussion that someday on the internet there'll be more information than anybody would ever care to read about fidget.
Well, listen, somebody set up a website for you.
Oh, God help them.
But I don't know how they can do that without having your
I haven't
fidget
actually.
influence, your input.
Here's the thing: is I haven't absolutely put anything on the web or certified anything to be on the web. Although I haven't looked at it, or is a process technology, and there's this quote. Now, people all the time for 6 years and say, "What is this? Steal your idea." All right, my answer to that is you can't steal a gift. It's a gift that I got to make it. It's a gift that you get to have it, use it. It's a gift that anybody who ends up with one has the benefit of having circumstances.
Well, I'm not from that. They don't have to get a fidget from you. They can make one themselves.
Absolutely true.
However, your fidgets are pure artistic work.
Thank you. One other thing about what I'm doing, I opened up in a big way yesterday, and it's something that a lot of people would never imagine would ever happen. And I'm continuing it this evening. And of those $5 fidget orders that come, I'm going to take like $3 from every order and put it into a nonprofit corporation that I've already met with a consultant to set up. Ex-IRS auditor and very good at dealing with the nonprofit sector.
Yes.
I will have my federal and state exemptions, 501c3 status, bylaws, articles of corporation, and the entire thing. And $3 from every fidget will go into this nonprofit to distribute people in areas of need that need a fidget or want a fidget or are willing to certify on paper and send to the foundation that they
just think for this reason, or I think them at a group home, or yeah, I want to get involved in the plan.
Because eventually, with the remaining $2, you will retire to a lush South Pacific island.
One could say, and that's not an exact figure. I'm going to have a business plan to put this all together because it's outside of my area of expertise, with national marketing and product liability insurance and the
Liability insurance. What did you do with a fidget? If I might pinch yourself, I suppose.
what you think about a fidget is entirely determined upon how you react to one. If somebody
Wouldn't be
understands,
good to swallow one.
no, certainly not going to swallow. And I don't, although I don't think it's something that shows so the air would get through. No, it would always, air would go through the middle of there, but
Yeah, but as I look at my fidget, it'd be very painful.
oh, you were not kidding. I would never do it.
Yes.
I would never do it. Here's the thing, as I found with the fidget, it's users' actions, users' results, you know? And when you pick up something of matter, you kind of have to know a little bit about matter. And like, if you put a fidget in a wrist rocket,
Yes.
shoot it, it's very brutal. But if you take a fidget, put it in a little fuzzy box, it can get somebody through the hardest dentist appointment, or all the way through 4 years of law school.
I don't know if I believe that.
Oh, I'm using it in the dentist chair. I'm not too hard. The darn thing you can hold on to as hard as you want to, which is a lot of times what's going on in the dentist chair is you're breaking out.
Yeah, I know, but you're holding on to it real hard because you're having intense, unbearable, horrible pain.
It's gotta be explained what happens when this happens. I don't know. I'm working on it. That's what CBT is going to be about. Clinical process technology is going to assimilate people's interpretations of the object and allow the forum for them to be examined. And you know, the fellow people told in earlier, what is a fidget name? Because the answer to that question. A fidget is a structure that you can interact with your hands. It's made out of biking, and by proxy of its structure, it's able to be a bottle opener, doorstop, cyclical, rotate, multi-directional, multi-split paper, split bookmark. It illustrates short cycle brightness, vertical leverage, balance, unity, harmony, order, and contrast. Doesn't break, fail around, and you'll get better at it, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to make one. And they're going to be all over the place. If you have a team one, then you're in for a treat, and when you do see it, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing that you will never forget.
All right, Mr. Fisher, you call me next week and let me know how to nail this.
You know, I told you last Friday, I was calling 7 days in a room that I could do this. This is day form, brief call.
All right, well, you can't call tomorrow because I'm not going to be here.
Oh, of course not. I mean, seven broadcasts.
I understand.
I mean, it's a fair thing I got through, you know, I'm so ready to just go over it. You know, I would have loved to ask the vampire guy a couple questions. One thing I want to know, what are the top 10 times that you make you a vampire?
All right, on that note, Mr. Fisher, we'll over the call. He is doing what he claims he can do, isn't he? What are the top 10 signs that you might be a vampire? Call us toll free at 1-800-618-8255. All right, well, wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello. Tim, you're going to have to speak up a little loud for us.
Okay, is that better?
That's better.
Well, I want to tell you that guy you had on a few minutes ago was pretty creepy.
Pretty creepy is right. You know what? I think he really was what he said he was.
It might be careful.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I called you is because my mom is a Chinese vampire.
Your mother.
Yeah.
Your own mother?
Yeah.
And she's attacked you?
Well, it's, I guess I'm a victim, but every time anybody inside and outside of the family spends time at my dad's house, she knocks them. I mean, she just like pulls the energy out of you. My wife has planned on wearing like a tinfoil vest.
Really, when she's around her mother-in-law?
Yeah. Yeah, my brother-in-law, whenever he goes over the house, basically just drained it all of sleep.
So your wife thinks of your mom as a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
Does that bother you, or?
No, I'm trying to stay away from her.
Your own mom?
And we can't figure out how my dad has stayed immune to it, but somehow he has. And I mean, it made it difficult.
Maybe they cut a deal.
I've kind of pondered that
Something
one.
like you can have the kid, but Honey, leave me alone.
I've wondered about that myself. And I've got one other question for you, and that is, time when you have the time travel on, the traveler on,
Yes.
you've often wondered about a time traveler appearing in a location where a building or a structure is in place.
Correct. In other words, you wouldn't want to turn up inside a cement wall or something.
Right, of course. Now, I was wondering if that might have anything to do with most UFO sightings being in rural areas, kind of areas that time travelers may be aware of the fact that there's no population.
Well, it's absolutely possible. I mean, it's as good a guess as anybody else's, my friend. Listen, I've got to scoot.
Thanks a lot.
And say hi to your mom on the phone.
Thanks a lot, Art.
All right, take care. My mother is a vampire. Can you imagine that? To the degree that he even wonders how his father made it through all these years. I hope the good doctor is listening. So anyway, the vampire line remains open at area code 702-727-1222. That first guy really was kind of creepy, wasn't he? I'm sure there'll be more. Buckle down. Let's just go out inside.